All right, let's look at the homework 2.7, problem number 3. All right, so we want to find the slope of the tangent line to the curve y equals 2 times square root of x at x equals a. All right, so let's do that. All right, so we just need to find, we want to find the slope m, which is just going to be a f prime of a. All right. So following the definition, we're going to have a limit as h approaches 0. So this is the same every time. All right, so then you have a f of a plus h. So you have f is f, or actually y. So maybe I should actually, so it's actually y. So maybe I should use y here. So this is actually just a y prime of a. All right, so y of a plus h is going to be, so every time you see x, we're going to put a plus h and minus, and we plug in a, so you have a square root, 2 times square root of a, and then all over h. All right. So in this case, you have a factor 2. This is actually common. We can actually pull this out. So I'm going to actually place this guy outside. All right. So we're going to have 2 times limit as h approaches 0. All right. Then we just need to simplify this expression here. It's a square root of a plus h minus square root of a all over h, right? Then we can do the trick. We can multiply top and bottom by, all right, you can see that maybe we should do it, if you plug in h equals 0, you can see that the denominator is going to go to 0. And then you have a square root of a plus 0 minus square root of a. So you have numerator going to 0. So if you have 0 over 0, which means that there will be a common factor between the numerator and denominator. In this case, h is going to be the common factor. All right, but do we have to squeeze out the common factor from there? So I'm going to multiply the numerator except for the sign. So it's a square root of a plus h plus square root of a over square root of a plus h plus square root of a. Right? And if you multiply out, you're going to get, so yeah, 2 is still there, and it will take care of the limit later as h approaches 0. Right? Then we have this quotient here. Right? So we can use this formula. When you have a minus b times a plus b, this is going to be the same as a squared minus b squared. So we have this a minus b times a plus b form. So we get the square. The square root is gone. So you have a plus h minus square root of a squared is going to be a. Right? And the denominator, I'm going to just multiply h and the other denominator, which is square root of a plus h plus square root of a. Right? Then we can cancel a minus a. We can cancel those. Right? Then we have a common factor on top and bottom as we expected. So we have a h and h cancel out. So you're going to have just 1 on top. All right, then we see that here, h is going to 0, okay, h is approaching 0. So what you get is going to be, so there's a 2 in front. Then you have a 1 on top. All right, so you basically have a square root of a plus 0, which is square root of a, plus another square root of a. So you have a 2 times square root of a. Right? So we can cancel 2 on top and 2 on the bottom, and this simplifies to simply 1 over square root of a. Right? So let's type it in. Right? So it's going to be 1 over square root of a. Right? Let's check the answer. All right, I came back and looks like we got part A correctly. All right, let's move on to part B. We want to find the equation of the tangent lines at the following points. Let's do 4, 4 first. All right, so so we know that x1 and y1 is going to be 4 and 4. So 4, 4. So we have a point. So we need to find the slope, but the slope is very easily found. All you have to do is look at the derivative and then plug in the x1 value, which is 4. Right? So we have 1 over square root of 4, which is going to be 1/2. So equation is going to be y minus y1, which is 4, is equal to slope is 1/2 times quantity x minus x1, which is 4. Right? And then let's see if we can type it in. Let's see. So this we want it to y equals form. So we're going to do a little bit of a simplification. So I'm going to distribute 1/2 to x. We're going to get 1/2 x. And then we're going to distribute 1/2 to negative 4. So that's going to give us a negative 2. Right? Then last step, we need to isolate y. So we have to get rid of negative 4. We can simply add 4 to both sides. So you have a y is equal to 1/2 x. Negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2. Right? Let's type it in. All right, so we have 1/2 x plus 2. All right, let's check the answer. All right, I came back. We got the tangent line at 4, 4. Let's do the same at 16, 8. All right, so this time x1 and y1 is going to be 16, 8. So we just need to find the slope the same way. So the slope m is going to be y prime of x1 is now 16. So you have a 1 over square root of 16, which is going to be 1/4. Right? So the equation is y minus y1 is 8 is equal to m is 1/4 times quantity x minus x1 is 16. Right, as before, I'm going to distribute a quarter to x and then the negative 16. We're going to get 1/4 x and minus 4. And then we can just simply add 8 both sides so that we can isolate y. So y is going to be equal to 1/4 x. Negative 4 plus 8 is positive 4. Right? Let's type it in. All right, so we got 1/4 x plus 4. All right, let's check the answer. All right, it came back and looks like we got the other tangent line correctly. All right, part C, we want to find the graph. All right, so we have a 2 times square root of x is going to look like, not like the first picture, it's going below the x-axis. So it's going to be either the second one or third one, and the fourth one is already wrong. Right? So let's look at the tangent lines. Tangent line, we're looking at x equals 4. Right, so here, x equals 4, it's actually, there's no point of tangency in the second picture. And x equals 4 here, in the third picture, you have a point of tangency here. And then at the 16, and it's kind of hard to see, the point of tangencies is around there. So this is going to be the correct picture. Right? Let's check the answer. All right, it came back and looks like we got the correct picture. So third picture is correct. So that's it. I hope that this was clear.